As we get into this investment wrap, man, this investment wrap of the week is very important. It's more so, I titled it the cool off before the reset. Is kind of what we're going to call it. But really, guys, if you recall, like a month and a half ago, actually maybe even 2 months ago at this point, I said the markets were topping, right? I told you Q4 was going to kind of be a cool off period, and that this next quarter was going to show who's really kind of paying attention, right? And here we are, okay? Here we are in this situation. The markets right now are doing exactly what we expected, okay? But to me, guys, what this is and what I want you to pay attention to, why I'm bringing this up, I speak facts on these investment wraps of the week, so pay attention, all right? After you go lock in them bets. But man, the markets right now, guys, are doing exactly what we expected, okay? It's manipulated chaos, right? And, what I mean by that is like, one Donald Trump tweet sends everything into a frenzy on fire, right? And the next day he's tweeting, it's all good. It's all good, dog. Hey, it's all good, dog. It's all good. No stress. No stress. And it's a Saturday, obviously, right? Like, it just makes no sense, right? But that's kind of the game, guys. Like, algorithms react before humans do. And so many people, guys, now trade and invest with and using algorithms and stuff like that, all right? That realistically speaking, you're watching power and perception trade hands in real time. Like, you're watching power and perception trade hands in real time, okay, when shit like this happens, all right? But I wanted to show you guys a couple charts here. These are charts I've had for a while. I've shown you guys most of them previously on previous episodes. But these are big names like, Meta, Tesla, Nvidia, Google, Amazon. And a lot of these guys, they're either sprinting higher, okay, or of course they're sitting right at that line where a serious retrace could hit, all right? And like I mentioned and like I said, we're just going to kind of go back through it, but I'm going to give it to y'all fully today, digestibly. I said Q4 was going to slow down, okay, and I fully stand on that Q4 is going to slow down. You kind of see it in some of these stocks already since September, October have begun, you know what I mean? Originally, though, I thought 50 to 70% of 2026 would kind of drag too. But with Trump's talks, guys, about a 6-month reporting cycle, I'm adjusting that to about 40 to 50%. And to me, the reason that I'm doing that is the perspective you have to take is the elites, the global funds, like they all want, when you're trying to properly manipulate a market, if you are trying to do that, which in my opinion they are, what you want is like a slow burn, right? Like you don't want a full just crash and burn as things kind of go down, right? You want a slow burn, and that way the market cools off, and then it's just enough for you to re-enter quietly, if you will. If you're these elites, if you're these kind of countries, these global funds, these guys that really, again, guys, move the markets that we don't even fathom or think about. That's who's actually like moving these markets and shit. Like, it's insane when you actually kind of look at, like, logistically and specifically what is actually going on in these situations and with these stocks. But again, I'm adjusting the prediction, guys, on the cool off to, instead of 50 to 75% of 2026, probably to about 40 to 50%. Okay, because again, I think they do want a slow burn. But rather than let it crash and burn, I think you announced the new reporting system probably sometime next year, and my prediction is probably before the 250th anniversary of the United States, right? You wave a few flags, you throw a UFC fight on the White House lawn and brag that you saved the economy, right? While it was going down, and then behind the scenes you're cashing out, kikiing, ha, and together, you feel me? Like that, in my opinion, is kind of what is going to happen. And all of this loops back to something that I wanted to bring and say on record for you guys, just so everyone has a clear understanding. What I try and do is kind of take like big picture things and break them down onto a minute scale, just so we can kind of all understand them. But what I want you guys to understand, guys, is the US dollar and its power isn't dying, okay? It is not dying, all right? It's evolving, okay? And what I mean by that, and what I'm kind of going to chat about here, is the fact that crypto is the future, but it's not like a get rich tokens, right? Like the way people kind of imagine them right now. In my opinion, what it is a transition currency, okay? What I think will happen is, over the next few years, number one, the market's going to cool off here, and then it's going to start ripping back up. But over the next few years, and I've said this before when I'm chatting about this stuff on these investment wraps of the week, AI is going to take over, guys. You're probably hearing about it more and more. If you pay attention to this stuff, you're seeing the job reports already in the private sectors. Like, it's already happening, okay? It's already here. But people are just not recognizing it yet, right? So what's going to happen is, again, the AI will take over, the job markets will keep getting slashed, and as a temporary store of value, guys, while they devalue the current system, the dollar is going down, the stock market will be going down, okay? And I'm talking short term, but also long term, all right? What's going to happen? And I'm talking long term in this perspective here. What's going to happen, guys, is these cryptos are simply just going to be used as, basically a store of value or a transition currency as they devalue the current system and prepare the new one. Because what you see as the stock market goes down and has been going down, what you see as the value of the dollar has went down consistently since January. Literally since the election, the dollar has went down in the value of the dollar. Okay, we talked about the Dixie on the pod before. You should know what that is. That right tracks the value of the dollar. They've consistently done it since the election. All right, but gold is soaring higher than ever, guys. Gold is soaring higher than ever. All right, everyone's talking about gold right now, and of course, the dollar is off of the gold standard, right? But it's always going to be the backing, guys. It's always going to be from a perspective situation, kind of how they're basing things. I know some people don't believe that, but it is just the truth, okay? So as the dollar continues to go down, guys, gold is soaring to all-time highs, never before seen. So while they quietly, devalue the dollar continuously all year, literally since election day, gold is going up, okay? And gold is always going to be the pairing to the dollar strength. I don't care, again, what you say. So soon to me, what there's going to be and what they're building up for is an AI dollar, okay? And it's going to be a gold-backed digital. It's going to have like gold-backed, the building of it is going to be gold-backed, the rails of it, if you will, right? Of kind of the system. It's all going to be fully online. Crypto becomes the bridge that kind of gets us there, guys. It's the transition currency because, again, a lot of the dollar and the value of the dollar is going to go down. So you have to transition that into cryptos. And I think what's going to happen is, while the dollar loses value, the jobs get slashed, gold is going to rise, the cryptos are going to rise once again, okay? And they're going to rise to me before the value of the dollar rises again. All right, so gold's going to continue to go up. Crypto and stocks are going down. Value of the dollar is going down right now, right? But crypto is going to be the first one that kind of rebounds and pops when this begins to happen, okay? And this is why I'm bringing this up, all right? Crypto is going to be the first one that pops when this kind of rebound begins to happen. And what you'll be able to do is store your value better, okay? Because the dollar is most likely going to keep slipping if this hypothetical plan is the case, okay? Which, in my opinion, this is what's going on in the U.S. system currently, all right? So what's going to happen is the cryptos will be the first ones to spike, and then you can store your value better because the dollar is going to continue slipping, right? So store the value in some crypto, but it's not going to be the currencies, guys. Like, it's not going to be the currencies of the future of civilizations, kind of like we had, essentially predicted, or some people had essentially predicted. It's just utilized on the back avenues, guys. Like, it's just utilized by the banking systems, by the government systems, the XRPs, the Ethereums, the Bitcoins, like these sort of things, guys. Again, it's all the back end stuff that they're going to be powering, okay? But what I think you're going to see is, again, an AI dollar, okay? And it's going to be like a 2-to-1 value to some of these coins. So basically, like, for every one XRP coin you have, when they release this digital AI dollar that's backed by gold, in my opinion, that's what it's going to be backed by, or backed by Bitcoin or some shit. I think it's going to be backed by gold, and that's why you see the value of gold going ridiculously high, even silver going ridiculously high, okay? What I think you're going to see with this AI dollar is that at the end of the day, it's going to be 2-to-1 value, okay? And so for every one XRP you have, they'll give you 2 of these dollars. And what does that do, guys? Think about that. What does that do? All right, if you have millions of people that hold these coins and you give them 2 to 1, and they immediately can go spend that in this new economy that's, again, still the same economy. The only difference, guys, is you're going to be able to boop boop just on tap screens, just like we already can. Do you see? Just like we already can. But it's an AI dollar, okay? But it's how they can re-stimulate the system, all right? It's how they can re-stimulate a new economy, okay? That's literally being built right under our noses. Guys, I told you about the banks and the updates they had with the FedWire upgrade, and how huge that was and why. Back on episode 47. That was back in July, guys. Okay, this is how long this stuff's been brewing. Again, it's happening right under our noses. All right, this has been happening since July and before this. Now you got BlackRock coming out this week saying live on national television that they want to tokenize stocks, that they are going to have tokenized ETFs. And this is the thing, though, guys. This is why I'm bringing this up and why I want to put this on your plate. This is predictable investing, okay? And what they can do is market that to a consumer, all right, as the new, easier 401ks, all while it's easier for them to manipulate. And what I mean by that is oh, look at this. This is going to be an ETF that follows these new tokenized stocks, and these new tokenized stocks are the big thing. So, you know, we got a guaranteed X amount of time, and this company's still doing good. So they're going to drop tokenized stocks that are going to get big just off the fact that they're tokenized stocks and ETFs, okay? Number one. Number two, if they're backed by the actual value of these companies, and it's Amazon, Nvidia, these companies, they're not going anywhere, so they're going to be around. So they have more intrinsic value right there just off bat, right? So that's how they're going to market it. It's very easily marketable, okay? But it's predictable investing, guys, and why I bring that up is it's all algorithms, it's all that can be manipulated. And that's what they're building on the back end right now, is the manipulation to the new system that is building right under our noses, all right? And I know it may have been hard to catch everything I just went over, but definitely if you didn't catch everything, go back the last 5 minutes and just listen to what I just said. Because what I just said is very important key information to the new system that's being built. The value of the dollar is going to continue to drop. The value of gold is going to go up, all right? Cryptos are not the currencies of the future per se, but what they are going to do is they're going to be a transition asset into the new AI dollar that, in my opinion, they are going to release in the next 1 to 5 years. I'd say the next 1 to 5 years, an AI dollar is going to come out that's either backed by gold or backed by Bitcoin. I'm telling you now, they're building it. They're building these ETFs, these tokenized stocks, these tokenized ETFs. This is a real thing, guys, okay? It's predictable investing is what they're going to market it as, all right? Well, it's not what they're going to market it as, but that's what it is. It's predictable investing, essentially. It's all algorithms, it's all AI, it's all this, but it can be manipulated so easily, all right? And so that's why we have to be careful. But again, I want us to be prepared, all right? So kind of the game plan surrounding all of this, guys, is just don't panic, of course. Position yourself properly. Y'all know how it goes. Long-term vision beats short-term gain, always. But keep stacking quality, you know, like AI names, NVIDIA, the Palantirs, big tech anchors, Meta, Apple, Amazon, Tesla, of course, you know, and start buying and holding, though, real energy assets. That's another thing with this AI world that's coming out, and I've spoken about this too, is the data housing companies that are going to store these things, is the energy companies that are going to need to be powered by this shit. What energy sources are going to pop up? There's probably going to be some new energy source that's already being built that we don't know about that's going to power some sort of new, you know, energy source that's going to help AI be so much quicker. Watch. You know, that we don't even know what it is, but it's going to pop up out of nowhere somewhere here in the future. But really, guys, at the end of the day, start buying and holding real plays in energy, lithium, gold. Use this slowdown, guys, as accumulation season, not panic season. That's why I'm bringing this up, guys. I'm begging you, because this isn't like going to be a crash that you're going to be hearing about over the next few months. Over the next, like, probably 6 to 9 months, you're going to be hearing how bad the economy is, and this regime is so bad, and blah 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 blah. And I just don't want to hear it, okay? Because what I'm telling you guys is this what I just laid out to you. And again, go back and listen if you didn't catch everything. Go back and listen to the plan that's going to happen. It's going to be devalued. The system's going to be devalued. A new system is going to rise. We're going to need to have multiple different assets. Of course, we're going to need to have stocks in the regular stock market still. You know what I mean? But we are going to need to have some crypto. But I bring that up just for my crypto people. I know my boys be arguing about crypto all the time. Like, is it good? Is it bad? Like, so that's what I think about crypto. Is it's not going to be the currency of the future. However, it does have a very big place in what's going to take place over the course, in my opinion, of the next like 3 to 5 years. I think a lot of this, and I've said it before, is going to happen very rapidly, guys. If you don't pay attention to certain real world things like job reports and shit like that, guys, everyone's saying AI, it's happening so much quicker and no one's paying attention. Y'all are on Sora making fake videos and having ChatGPT edit shit, you know what I mean? But AI's already taken over, bro. AI's already slashing jobs. The private sector of jobs is down bad, bro. Worse than ever. Like, it's already here. And so that's why I'm telling you guys to start paying attention to these things again. Y'all know how we do. We keep a real world on the pot. You feel me? And I had to give y'all that game. So if you didn't catch all them gems, go back, listen to this. You can listen to episode 47 to hear about the Fedwire upgrade and kind of what that does for the banking system and why that's important to the gateways of crypto with banking and why all of this is coming together, guys. And again, it's coming together right under our noses while they consistently devalue the dollar, while gold surges, and while the stock market and cryptos are about to take a cool down. And I'm telling you, this is a chance for all of these elites and these governments and these big companies to invest again, okay? To bring up this new market into you know, switch over to this digitalized world. It's going to be digitalized, but it's not just going to be like you're spending Bitcoin at the grocery store or spending XRP at the grocery store. They're going to release an AI dollar that's going to be like some 2-to-1 shit so they can stimulate this new economy and new system that's coming. It's coming quicker than you think, so keep an eye on it, pay attention, and position right. Long-term vision be short-term gain. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Hope everybody has a blessed Sunday, man. We out.